And okay, so we're
This
recording
is
now.
being recorded. Yep.
Yep, okay, beautiful. All right, so let me get this out of the way there. And a couple of things I do want to cover tonight. So for those of you that are out there live, let's see. Oh, here's Karen Gainham. Carrie just walked in from gym trying to connect. Okay, let me just write to Karen. No worries. Take your time. Okay. All right, Karen Gainham's just texted me, so okay, so hopefully she'll be on in a minute too. All right, so here are the things I do want to go over. The check-in screen, which is not great news. I talked to Mindbody this morning. My sister's gonna freak out when she hears this, but it is what it is. The retail screen, couple of things I want to talk about in the retail screen. Um, Entering memberships and understanding how the expiration dates apply in the packages versus the services, okay? And hopefully we can walk you through the webcam process, even though I'm not at the gym. I actually am home, so I don't have the webcam in front of me. But Tracy and I did take a picture today, and it's actually very easy. So we can get to that at the end. So, okay, so come lay down, sweetheart. Don't let him bother you. Come lay down. All right, this poor lady's trying to sleep, and he's been barking at her and jumping on her. Okay. So we've got, so let's take a look at the check-in screen, okay? Can everyone see my screen, hopefully? I know Gail
Yes.
can. Okay, hopefully Bonnie can see my screen. So at any rate, I'm going to click on check-in right here. Now, we all know that that brings up the check-in when members come in and actually scan their card, which is great. And there's actually one other way you can do it too. I'm going to click back to home for a minute. And I checked to make sure all of you had this morning on Mindbody. You can click on Manager Tools and click on Self Sign In, and it brings up another this beautiful screen. Same thing. The only
Oh.
difference between, isn't that pretty? So the only difference between this scan in, see where it says scan card to sign in, and the other
Yeah.
scan in, is that this is only for scan cards. The other one has a little bit more. If we click here back onto check-in, this one has some other
Yeah.
options. You can add a new client. You can search for a name. Like, let's say this has been happening and I don't know why. Maybe it's just that, someone has a handful of those scan tags, and the scanner might pick up half of your Stop and Shop scan tag. I don't know, because a lot some of you getting this where they scan in and it says results not found, even though the person's scan tag has been renewed. They've got a legitimate scan tag, and we've
Yeah.
updated
I've
it.
had to go back in and rescan them
Yeah,
myself, and then they come up all right.
yeah. So what's
Especially.
happening is we can at least search for their name right here by saying, okay,
Yeah.
let's just, for example, Carol Walsh. So this check-in screen gives us a little bit more. You can look up through different fields other than the scan, last name, first name, yada yada. So either way, it doesn't really matter wherever we do check-in. Now, the bad news is, and I talked to Mindbody this morning, and I was really disappointed to hear, and this is the first time I was actually disappointed with the Mindbody software, because I really have to be honest with you guys. I am ecstatic with what it does, its capabilities, the reports that it has.
Yeah.
Oh, good, here's Tracy now. Okay. Um, the capabilities that it has. I'm so happy with it. It's so much easier. The ease of use, it's so much more point and shoot. It's so much more intuitive. When I'm looking for something and I don't know where it is, when we first got the software, my sister said, "Do we need to have a whole booklet of how to use it?" I'm like, well, not really, because I think, and certainly I understood where Sean was going, but unlike Twin Oaks, it's pretty easy to use. I don't know, it's kind of intuitive, so everything is kind of what you'd expect it to be, except this check-in screen. So here's where I'm going with this. So, all right, so who's on? Anybody just join me?
Yep.
Tracy, let's see, Karen G, are you on yet? No, okay, she's coming hopefully. All right, so the issue is that it is true that when we're in the retail screen, I'm going to click over to the retail screen because that's where I'm going next anyway. When we click on the retail screen, okay, and let's just do a walk-in sale. Let's say I'm right here and I'm in this search field where you can say, oh, hi, now we can see you. Great, okay.
Yuck.
Beauteous, beauteous. So let's say our cursor is right here. See it blinking right here? and we're trying to look up a water and someone scans in. So here I look up water, and we've all had this happen, and someone scans in and all of a sudden you get, numbers over here, 8, 2, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So the problem is that is what's going to happen. She told me, unfortunately, there's no ability for the check-in screen to sit behind all of this like it used to in Twin Oaks and automatically count. So she said, you know what she said to me? Well, you can have 2 computers. Like,
Oh my God.
computers. Okay, yeah, because I really have the money to buy 2, or even the room on the desk to have 2 computers. So I said to her, well, that's not really an acceptable answer. I said, when we bought this software, we were told that it was hefty enough to run a full club like we have. And she said, oh, well, I'm sure it can. It's just that wherever the cursor is where the scanner will pick up. So, all right, so we know that, unfortunately. So that's a real problem. But how are we going to get around it? Well, I don't know that we can.
Have to watch them coming in.
Exactly, except that when you're doing a new membership or when you're doing a retail, Waters or something, wait till hi, Care, you just came in.
Quiet.
Good number of people. So when I guess you just have to be careful not to be in the retail screen when it's, class change time and people are coming in. People throw dollars at you, just keep a small pile of them and just, once class starts, enter them all in, because otherwise that's just going to happen. Now, I said to the one, what if, we might be on a tour and entering a membership and all of a sudden it becomes 4:30 and, 16 people coming in for body pump.
Right.
I guess what you need to do is, and this is not a great thing, what we've been doing is saying, okay, that's okay, we'll scan you in, don't worry about it. And that's all well and good, but here's the problem with that. So this is where we're going to run into trouble. And I'm not quite sure how to solve it, so you guys will have to kind of help me with this. The issue is we really want to get away from, right now, our personal trainers hand me a log, a paper log, like a notebook, every month. Actually, it's every week, and some of them every month if they don't have a lot of clients, to get paid. So that's kind of the honor system. We don't really want that from the trainers. No offense to the trainers, but we want to be able to pay them through this system.
That was one of the points of having it.
Right, the payroll system that exists within
The payroll system.
Somebody talking to me? No. Okay. So with that said, let's move on to what the problem is. I'm going to bring up some appointments for a minute, okay? So here's the check-in screen.
I just jumped in too.
Oh, hi, Rob. How are you? Okay.
Hi, Rob.
We got just about everybody.
Good, hi.
All right. Maria.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Maria, are you out there anywhere? No. Okay. So I think we've got just about everybody that told me they were coming. So. Okay, so back to the problem with the check-in screen, okay? And for those of you just joining the call, I'll quickly recap. The check-in screen, the cursor sits live anywhere you're at. So in other words, unlike Twin Oaks, for those of you that have been with us before, except Bonnie was the only one that really kind of joined us while we were in Mind Body, so doesn't really know too much about Twin Oaks. But Twin Oaks had a system where people could scan in and that check-in screen stayed in the background. Well, Mind Body doesn't have that option. Wherever your cursor is, ladies, just know if you haven't been on a webinar before, if you're moving around or anything, it's going to pick it up. So I'm hearing a lot of background noise. So just be careful shuffling papers or anything or wherever you're at. Okay.
Just hit the mute. Just hit your mute button.
Yeah.
It should be like a green microphone looking button.
Yeah, exactly. So that and that way we don't hear you. Okay. Thanks, Sean. So anyway, Twin Oaks had the ability for people to check in while we were in other screens, and it would run a counter. So all of a sudden you'd pull up that check-in screen and you'd see 16 people had checked in. You could click them all in. Mind Body does not have that. So what happens is the scanner, when people come into the club and scan, it populates whatever open field we have open, whatever screen we have open, as we found when we're logging in Waters, and all of a sudden we get that $80,000 sale on the water because it was someone's scan tag 802 354, whatever. So with that said, we can be careful when we're in the retail screen with people checking in. But here's the problem. if we tell people, oh, wait, I'm doing a membership or I'm in retail, I'll scan you in later, know that some of the people trying to scan in are our personal training clients. And when they scan in, it marks them arrived, meaning that they're here ready to take their personal training session. So what does that mean? Okay, some of you are probably following me on this. Take a look at my screen over to the lower left-hand corner here. You've got several different, see where my cursor is? You've got a green screen, means that we booked a client. A purple screen means that they have confirmed on their end, like if you look at P. Wood for tonight, here's the problem. She's only confirmed, okay? So, in other words, once we book her, the system sends her an email and she says, yes, I'm coming. Then we've got a darker purple screen, which means they've arrived. P. Wood actually got to the gym and scanned in, okay? Then we've got completed her session. So that it'll change to blue when the session's done, okay? You don't have to do anything. But here's the caveat. It's this brown screen, okay, where it says no show. What's going to happen is if P. Wood never scans in, then this never changes to purple, then to blue. After 6:30, it should theoretically turn to brown, okay? Or in her case, it's staying light, meaning she just confirmed but never came to the club. So what that means from the payroll end is when I run Jen Hayter's payroll for the month, P. Wood is not going to be on that sheet, even though Jen may, in fact, have trained her tonight. I have no idea. Karen, was P. Wood at the club?
Yes.
Okay.
She was there.
Yes, she was there.
Okay, thanks, Karen, Sean. So here's the problem, and I saw it with Tracy's this week. Tracy handed me her sheet for September, her paper sheet, and it had, over $300 worth of training clients, of what we owed her for training. So just for giggles, I went into the system and said, let me run Tracy's payroll. And when I ran Tracy's payroll through this system for the month of September, it only had $150 on it. So had I done that in the first place, poor Tracy would have been gypped literally half her pay. So I went back in and looked at all Tracy's clients, and sure enough, as it turns out, Tracy didn't submit anything that she didn't do. It's just that the system didn't clock everyone in. So it's not so much when people come in and check in into regular classes. That's not really a big deal to me that I know that Jan Plant came in for my spin class in the morning. It's not really a big deal. I mean, it's great if I see it later on in the evening, I look and see, oh, let's see how many people were actually in Jen's bar class, because I'm home on a Tuesday night, so I wouldn't know. I'm not there. And I just want to see, did she really have 8 or did 5 show up or what have you? That's not really as big a deal to me as the appointments, because we want to start paying the trainers with this. So I guess what my point is, what I'm getting at to you ladies is, we really need to be uber vigilant with our training clients. So when you come in, you want to make sure that if we're holding people off the check-in screen for one reason or another, and that's going to happen, unfortunately, because of the whole check-in screen process and the open field, you want to go in before you log out of your particular shift and check the appointments and make sure that all of these people showed up, okay? And if they did, you can click on them. I'm doing that right now. And confirm arrive, okay? So see how this was all, for some reason, I don't know why P. Wood, she was confirmed and arrived, but why does she not turn blue? I don't know. So
That's part of the issue that I'm dealing with late canceling. Like it, for whatever reason, late cancel has gone away now too. So
okay.
Well, down in Ebola, I checked her in because she was fighting with the scan tag thing. So I know she came in, but she's brown.
She's showing up no show, Trey. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, so I'm gonna make some notes on that, but let me check and see if for some reason you guys notes on PT. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that I recommend, instead of at the end of the shift, I recommend that when you come onto your shift, once you get situated and, for whatever, a quiet moment, go right into appointments. Look across that day to know who's on with who.
Ahead of
Couple
time.
of
Yeah.
couple of reasons. If for some reason, you know, I don't know, you just want to know kind of who our VIPs are, and those are our training clients. So those are, you know, really our, you know, our folks that are
You're
there
looking out for them. Yeah.
yeah, and we really just want to make sure, first of all, you know, we know who's scheduled to come in. We, you know, and you give them a little, obviously we greet everybody. I'm not saying we overdo it, but I mean, you know, you greet them. Hey, you know, you're on with Dawn. I saw that, you know, blah, blah, blah. Dawn's in the back, or just a little extra for them. So I recommend you do it at the beginning of your shift to know who's on for all the different trainers. And then once you see that person, if for whatever reason their scan didn't scan properly, you can go right in, as Carrie just did and showed you, and just put arrived, and then they'll be all set. Something's fluky right now.
I'm going to hit mark arrive now. Donna just turned to
Yeah, Donna's okay.
Yeah. And Ginny's all set. Yeah, completed.
For whatever reason, they're not turning blue. That's really bizarre, but
Mm.
as long as they, at that point, as long as they show arrived, you're in a better place than them showing no show.
Right, because then they won't show up on the trainer payroll at all, okay? So that's not good. All right, so Sean's advice is perfect. If you would, when everyone comes on their shift, just check the appointment so you know who you're looking for, okay, during your shift time, okay? And those are the only people that I really definitely want you to make sure you click arrived, okay? You click into the club, okay? Make sure that
I
there's,
do that every morning.
okay?
That's what I do anyway.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Perfect. No, that's good, Gail, because now you see how important it is. So, and again, no offense to anyone who hadn't done this. Maybe people just probably didn't know. So as we go through the system, we're all learning it together. And, you know, that's why I figure let's have this little webinar tonight. So
I only do it because I'm curious to see who's coming in.
you're just nosy, Gail. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
I know, I am. I want to know who's coming in. And then I just check them off.
But that works. That works. That's perfect. Because then you know, you don't act surprised like, hey, I didn't know you were here. It's so much better when someone's expecting someone and they walk through the door and you're like, hey, I was waiting for you. You know, it just makes them feel good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Exactly. It's a customer service thing too. So, all right. So that's that for now. Anything more, Sean, that I'm forgetting there?
No, I mean, I would, you know, briefly touch on the canceling, but we really don't have a
Yeah, we don't have the option yet. Yeah.
demo because right now late cancel does not appear to be an option when it should be, because everybody I'm sure knows this, but just as a reminder, when a client calls and it's within 12 hours of their appointment, that's a late cancel. The system is set up that way so that it should prompt us. Even though we have the option, we have to select late cancel. Now, there's extenuating circumstances, and I know, you know, in the past we've done many different things. Oh, so-and-so, you know, God forbid, got in an accident or the, you know, or really, you know, situation, right, that we understand. So we don't penalize and take that appointment away from them. But there's many cases where we kind of do have some folks who habitually put themselves in and then have a sniffle and don't come in, and that's a late cancel. You know, if it's within an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, obviously that trainer planned to be booked at night, and now they're not going to be booked, but yet they can't go grab a different client. So that's a late cancel. So we don't have that option now because Kerry just hovered over it and showed you, and it only showed early cancel. So we have to deal with MindBody on that, because that is an issue. We do need to make sure anybody who calls to cancel their appointment, they unfortunately lose it, you know, at that point. So I think we'll just have to follow up on that. We'll leave this on the parking lot because it's not coming up as an option. And I searched in MindBody Monday afternoon looking for a toggle button that maybe somebody turned off by accident, Gary.
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
And it all the right buttons are turned on.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll call Sean, because 10 to 1, rather than us searching, they'll find it in a second. So I'll just explain the situation. Thanks, Sean. Just so that you guys know, too, to finalize this, and then we'll move on to the retail screen. The system most of our clients, platinum clients, are 1 time a week for training. So the importance of what Sean's talking about, that late cancel, will prevent them from scheduling another appointment. And this is one of the big reasons we bought this MindBody software, because in our paper book, as Tracy will confirm with me, that became a real problem. People would call and cancel late, and then they'd say, oh, well, you owe me a session. And then they'd get to the end of their PT, package, go say, oh, no names mentioned, you owe me 6 sessions. And we don't really owe them anything because they canceled a lot of them late. But with this new online scheduling, our week goes Sunday to Saturday. So if you're a platinum client and you have 4 sessions a month, the system, I set it up so it gives you 1 per week. That means Sunday to Saturday. So if you take a session on Tuesday and cancel it 3 hours before, then it's not going to let you book for Friday of that same week. And some clients are calling us and saying, oh, how come I can't book? Well, that's why. Because you can only, by the same token, we've got a client who was away for 2 weeks, then tries to take 2 of her sessions in 1 week. It won't let her do that either. So we have to override the system in that sense, and we've been doing that for Betsy Wazalewski. But just so you know, that's how the system is set up. So we want to make sure that that late cancellation button is active so that if a client either doesn't show up or we mark them, they call and we mark them as a late cancel, that they can't go later in that same week, Sunday to Saturday, and try to grab another session somewhere. Because they've got a counter on their package. So they're not going to be able to come back to us and say, oh, you owe us 6 sessions at the end, or you owe me 6 sessions, okay? So I'll take care of that. No worries on that. All right, so let's click on to the retail screen, moving right along. I don't have a ton to show you tonight, but let's go to a walk-in sale. Couple of things I want you to know here. What I'm going to talk about now for the next 10 minutes is the difference between, as you can all see my screen, products versus services versus contracts and packages, okay? Now, payments and gift cards is nothing. We're not even going to use that because I want to reiterate again, those purple gift cards that we're giving out right now, well, we're not giving them out, that people are paying $10 for are dummy cards. They're dummy cards that, yes, I know they have a 16-digit silver numbers on the front of them. And yes, I know they've got a strip on the back, but the strip is not live. Okay, so the purple $100 pre-done gift cards are dummy gift cards. Say it with me. They're dummy. I'm just kidding. They're dummy gift cards. So don't try to run them through the point of sale, the charge card strip. They're not readable. There's nothing on them, okay? I just printed them to say $100. So when we collect them back, we can just keep reusing them. They're not loadable nor unloadable, okay? Now, conversely, I shouldn't say conversely, but on a different side, some of you are receiving those black barbell gift cards. They're beautiful. They're black and they have a silver barbell Real Fitness Movement on the front. Those are real gift cards. Now, they don't have numbers on them, but the strip on the back is a loadable and unloadable strip. Here's the caveat. It's only loadable and unloadable on the square, okay? So it's not loadable or unloadable on our regular point-of-sale register, okay? So people have been trying to run those through, too, and they don't work. They do, but you have to call me or Robin on those, okay? So if we need to load them, we need to use the square. If we need to unload them, we need to use the square. Okay, so let me, give me a call when those gift cards come in. There aren't that many floating around, but a few have come in here and there. So we do need to unload those, okay? So Deb D got one a couple of weeks back. She just put it in the drawer. That's fine. No worries. So we should never be using payments on gift cards because right now we have no gift cards that run through our point-of-sale register system, okay? So just understand that, okay? So the things that you would use would be products, services, or contracts and packages. So let's start with contracts and packages first, okay? That's all our EFT services. So let's say, who did one yesterday? I forgot. Somebody did one. What's today? Sean, did you do one yesterday? Who did one?
What was it?
Did you do a contract yesterday or package? Somebody did one. Maybe it was Sheila Monday. Sheila.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't me.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we select contracts and packages. Okay. And if it's a new client, you're going to put her in the system first. Okay, and then her name will sit right here. So you're going to select it. Select the contract. Whoops. There we go. Select contract. Okay. Why is it not moving here? There we go. Okay. Oops. Why am I getting nothing here? Nothing.
Is it because you're in walk-in?
Harry, you might need a person's name up there in order for the
Okay. Yeah,
contracts to
you're
come
right.
up.
Okay. So let's do Carol Walsh again. Yeah, you're right, you guys. I think I have to put a client in. Okay. Yeah. Let's just say. Oh, let's see Kate Walsh. She's a news reporter. She's coming back. Okay. All right, so now, yeah, you guys are right. So now that we actually have a person, let's do contracts and packages, okay? And so we're going to sell them, let's say they want a basic membership, okay? So here's what I want you to pay attention to because I'm getting a lot of questions about this, okay? If they came in tonight and Karen Gainham, let's say Kate came in and she wanted to buy tonight, okay, great. So we're going to charge her for the first $39 tonight, okay? Or if let's say she says, well, I can't start until November 1. Okay, then you can change that. And you can say she's going to start November 1. Okay, that's fine. So it's $39. And, we're going to add the item. So if we click here, it would go over. Actually, let's just do it to show you. Okay. You'd add it over here. And then you're setting up a membership. Starts 11/1. And theoretically, this just means ends 11/1/2016. It doesn't really end. It's going to keep running, and we've set the system, so don't get nervous when you see that, because EFT packages don't end, okay, as you know, regular memberships at least. The platinum and bronze memberships do, but not the regular $39 and $49. But so just know that just means that's all she's responsible for. Now, if she has a credit card, you click credit card, or if you're going to swipe it and that's the same card that she wants to use for her billing, that's fine. If she has a check, then you click ACH, what have you, and move on. Nobody seems to have trouble with any of that. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Okay. Now, the only issue that I want you guys to be aware of is, see this right here, percentage and pay now, and this will come into play when we do products in a minute too. And Karen, you did this tonight. That was awesome. I saw it, and you could have made your life easier by going right here and clicking amount for Gail Gisherman, and then you could have just subtracted.
Okay,
yeah.
I discounted it. Yes,
Exactly.
okay.
Rather than having to futz around with what the percentage is, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Right.
So everybody sees that. Okay. So actually, let's click this out. I'm going to redo the retail screen now. And let's pretend we're going to go to a walk-in sale, okay? All right, so we all get contracts and packages. That's not the problem. Now let's go to products. So we're already here. It brings up products automatically. Here's the one people seem to be struggling with it, and it's going to happen over the next couple of days, so I want to make sure you're all set. Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. The $100 gift card for $10. People are putting in gift card. I don't know what the heck they're doing, but it's very simple. 100 gift card. There it is right there, okay? So click search, and it's right there. $100 gift card for $10. So there it is, okay? Now, what if people want to buy a couple of them? Okay, change the quantity, okay? Make it 3, okay? We actually had Jenna did that the other day. She bought 3, so now it's $30, okay? And then obviously add the item and how they pay, all that type of thing. Now, occasionally we have things that we need to change the price of. So again, be aware that it doesn't have to be percentage, okay? Know that, because Karen had this tonight, and poor Karen, I know why it happened, because Gail Gisherman came in, and she's not a bronze member, but she ended up, as she was an alternate, going into Jen Hader's BOZU training tonight, which is a 6-week option. So because I knew she didn't have access to all 6 nights, I didn't want her to pay $89. So when I put her in as an alternate Monday night, I said, if you get in, you can just pay any session you get into, give us $15. So of course she gets in, and then comes to the desk to pay poor Karen, and Karen doesn't have an option for one session of bronze, so she made something up, which was fine, Karen. That was awesome. I didn't even notice what you did, gift card or something, I don't know. You made it up. But instead of...
I actually went into a semi-private and changed it as a discounted semi-private from a $100 session to a $15 session.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, whatever you did, it was cool. I looked at it. So, but what you could have done is just change the amount right here, Karen, okay, to what she pays. So you'd subtract it. So in other words, 89 minus whatever it was to make it 15, and then you're all set. Okay.
Okay.
See how I changed that? So some of you ladies, you know, you're stuck on that percent. You don't have to use just percent. You can change the amount too, and make your life a little bit easier. Okay. See how I did that? Everybody got that? So if it's something you need to change the amount, okay? And then just subtract.
Okay.
Okay? And that's all. Carrie, a lot of people have done that. Even Sean, my, you know, brilliant minds who can't unplug a router, but that's okay. So that was a joke on you, Sean. But anyway, so you can click on amount, not just percent. Okay? So you never need to change the price. So again, we've got all kinds of things here. You've got, you know, the 1 year for $2.99, the 1 year for $3.99. I think the 3 PTs for $99 is still in there. All this stuff is in the, you know, our online store. Okay, so anything that we sell, unless you can bagels, water, unless anyone can think of anything that I haven't put in there, let me know. Okay, anyone think of anything that's not coming up?
Where's the 3 PTs in service?
No, it's in products. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's 3 PTs. I'm pretty sure.
I think we just,
yeah,
again,
3 PTs, 99. There it is. Yeah.
So I think that maybe just as like a quick reference, we could maybe just, I mean, the water is easy, the bagel and the hot drink is easy, but sometimes I know personally I get a little stuck because what I think it should be called is not what it's called.
Yeah.
So I am the perfect example of saying when I looked up $100 gift card, I looked up gift card. And then I backed up and I said, okay, someone was over my shoulder. I think, oh, Bridget was over my shoulder. So I said, you know what? It's my sister. Put it in as 100. So we put it in as 100 and it came right up. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's all just a matter of what I might call it would not be the way it is. So maybe if we could create a quick reference or something and just shove it under the blotter.
Yeah,
and if anybody gets,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that would help too.
Okay.
If
We
you
need a
get,
breakdown check sheet, what everything's listed as.
yeah, if you get super stuck and now you get a little bit rattled because you know your customer's there, you know, we don't want to feel bad or anything, so we just quickly reference, and maybe we could do it by this same categorization, so product, service, contract. I think we all got contract, but, you know, maybe just a little quick thing, and then anytime you add one, we'll just kind of keep it as a you know, a rolling list or whatever.
Okay.
But
yeah, I just put that in my notes, so I'll do that. No worries. There aren't that many products anyway, so.
yeah, and I think it's just, it makes you feel a little more comforted to go, oh my God, what is it being called today? You know?
Yeah, I know. And who wants to think like me, huh? But you did though. That was good. So, all right. So awesome. So products, and again, what I wanted to show you there was you can change the amount, not just the percentage. Services. Here's what the only thing I want to just make sure you understand about this. And Tracy's been doing this really great. Understand that when you sell a contractor package, it automatically sets them up with an expiration date, as you saw. But Tracy did this today, and many of us have been doing. Actually, I think Karen did this too tonight. Karen sold a 1 year for $2.99, which was great. So what you need to do is when you sell that you probably sold it under products, right, Karen?
Yes.
Yeah, so which is great. That's what you want to do. Just understand that anything that isn't contracts and packages, so that means anything that's a service or a product, does not automatically update the expiration date. So what you need to do is just sell it, make sure you pull the paper contract, and update whoever's membership you renewed, okay? Or like in Tracy's case, we had a new woman today who paid on the square because I was standing right there. So Tracy had to manually go in and put her expiration date in. Now you guys can't do that because you don't have access to do that. But regular desk members just want to make sure you call up the paper contract. Okay, if you do a product, which would be, you know, the 1 year for $2.99, 1 year for $3.99, or the 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Because those don't automatically update in their record, okay? Just understand that. Only the contracts and packages do that, okay? Because it automatically gives them an expiration date. So only an EFT would automatically update. So pull up the paper contract, you know, charge them in this system, or in Tracy's case today, we charged her on the square. We still update the paper contract, put it over by the old register, and I will make sure that, you know, their expiration date gets put in the system manually, okay? All right, so just understand the difference on that, okay? Because I think there was a little confusion on that, and understandably so, okay? So only contracts and packages update, okay?
Carrie, on those new contracts, are we putting them in that bluish purple folder by the printer?
Yep, that's perfect, Carrie, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean, that was Sean because she felt that we didn't want billing information hanging out and around, and she's right. So as we, you know, we kind of were slicing them in there. If someone walked by, they might see, you know, billing information. So we want to actually put them in the blue folder. Thanks, Care, for reminding me on that. Yep. Okay. All right, and I think that's it for that. And I just wanted to go over webcam quickly, and then I'll let Sean may have some things to say too about, let's see, membership entry. We got, okay, yeah, yeah. So webcam, that's it. And look at it, it's not even 9:15. So unfortunately, gang, I am not at the gym. I'm here at home, so I don't have the webcam in front of me. But I think I wrote this in an email to you. I will send it out again. Actually, on Friday morning, I'm going to write the directions step by step as they actually appear on that on our computer at the gym. But it's very simple. Tracy, would you say yes? We took a picture today, right, of the new member?
Yeah, it was easy and it prompts you, so it's not like you're on your own. If you know where to go, you'll be able to do it without a problem.
Yeah, so what you do is, those of you that can see my screen, see how I'm pointing down the bottom here, the start screen? Well, it's the same on our big computer. See that start screen right there? Can you all see me? Okay. So go to our computer, click on the start screen. Now, of course, this is Windows, I think I have Windows 7 here. So we've got Windows 10, so it looks a little different on that big computer. So you get all those big icons. So when you click here, up will come all these icons in the corner here. But it's very simple. You'll click, and it'll say Logitech webcam. So just click on the Logitech webcam, okay? And, you know, Tracy did that with me. And up will come a big screen that says quick picture or something else. I forgot what it said, tag photo or something. So there's only two options. They're big, like a big button. So click on quick picture, obviously, and then up will come, you know, the screen. So physically take the webcam off the top of the screen because it faces us. That's the way it sits. So take it and turn it toward the, you know, the client, and then, you know, it's going to ask you, it's going to have a camera icon just like Twin Oaks did. Click on the camera icon, it'll take the picture. So then it's going to put it automatically into a little file. So once it does that, just go back to this screen. You know, go to the, you know, you probably have set up the new client. Okay. So click on, let's say, you know, let's do Carol Walsh again, right? Okay. So you'd click on Carol. Okay, so once you've taken the picture and gone through all, it's very simple to take the picture. Go to the client's profile, go to photo, and then click on choose image. Okay, now you're not going to find it on my computer because I don't have, you know, I haven't taken the picture. But what's going to happen is once you click choose image, it's automatically going to bring you right to that file, and you'll see the picture. Just click on the picture, and in it will slot the photo right into Carol's record or whoever's picture you're taking. Okay. So now, granted, is it as simple as point and click as Twin Oaks was? No, it's a couple other steps, but it's really not too difficult. So,
I have a quick question though, Kara.
Yep.
When we're done with that, are we getting rid of the picture?
You can talk, they can't hear it.
No, just leave it, and I'll clear them out, every week. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep.
Because that computer we have should hold tons of images. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But,
Okay.
so now, I know that it's going to be difficult to try to grab people for pictures as they come in 4 and 5 at a time. But, try to, Gail, you're so great at that in the morning, chatting with people. As some of the people come in the morning, early morning, say, hey, Lena, let me take your picture. Hey, Kristen Soroyce, let me take your picture, blah, blah, blah. So we'll try to get the people that are coming in onesies as quickly as we can. And then as we get better at it, we'll be able to get some quicker pictures as they come in. Just grab a couple of them. Say, hey, gang, can I take, 2 of you? And, so eventually we'll catch up with it. Because I do have to say, I really miss having pictures of people because all the time we're like, as we go through lists for marketing, Tracy and we've been here for 10 years and we're like, and knowing me with my photo-eidetic memory, I'm like, but sometimes when I run through a list and we're sending letters, I'm like, I don't remember who that person is. Or if they call and cancel, you want to look up the picture, and now we don't have those anymore. So I'm kind of bummed about that. But
I like having the pictures.
yeah, I know. I miss that, Gail, having to go back and look. So when I once in a while forget who people are, but so that's it. I mean, it's really not that difficult. Sean, I'm going to let you just kind of wrap up with anything else that you can think of about the new software, and then if anyone has any questions about anything, we'll scoop through that and let's call it a night.
So I think that just everybody kind of probably has their way of sitting, during their shift, and obviously some of us have a much quieter shift, like Robin and I, and Tracy, a portion of Tracy's and a portion of Bonnie's. But especially if you have a busy shift that's a lot of traffic to it, I would suggest you just stay right at check-in. So if you're not already doing that, then I would suggest that you just get onto that check-in screen after you've already kind of gotten yourself situated, looked at appointments, and then just sit there, because that's where you can still kind of grab some of the people that their ID tags are not linked, and if you can immediately grab them and say, oh, it must not have scanned properly, can I have your tag, and ask their name if you don't know them. I mean, I'm describing myself because most of the time I just don't happen to know the person's last name. So I'm catching them and just rescanning them and relinking them. So that's a really helpful thing, because the more that we really can get to link them, the better off we are. Because now with pictures, that person's picture will come up as well, and that will be even more helpful. So that would be my first recommendation. Again, if you're not doing it already, most of you, probably already do that. And then I guess the other thing that I would say is, does everybody understand the colors that come up when the person checks in?
Yeah.
And if you don't, the colors do mean different things. So when the person scans, and presumably they're scanning and they're linked, let's just say they're scanning, they're linked, a yellow screen comes up, and it's just, I don't know anyone, maybe Carol, and she's on the screen right now. So it's Carol, and she comes up yellow. So what yellow means is Carol's at the club today, and she didn't sign up for anything. So, yeah, that's good. It might not turn her yellow, though. It does. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so what it's basically trying to do is say, what is Carol supposed to be here for? Mm-hmm. So remember, this system is designed for types of clubs and things that everything they do is buy and purchase. So when you encounter someone who comes up yellow, presumably they're doing a basic class. They're there and they're doing body pump or whatever. And right where you see the basic plus little screen there, what you would see is the options of classes that Carol could take. and it would ask you select, select, select. Oh, I think it says sign in, sign in, sign in. So you may have already recognized this. It's not important that you ask the person what they're taking. It's really okay. You don't have to do that. But that's why you're seeing yellow. Now, it means they didn't sign into anything. So they're there at the club and they didn't sign into anything. If you get a check-in that comes up green, generally that's a person who's doing an appointment. So they're either doing a PT appointment and they're already confirmed to take that appointment, or they're doing a semi-private. So they'll come up green. And again, it will tell you right off the bat under their name what they're signed in to do that day. Yeah, I know it's going to be hard because we're past the time frame of, yeah, I know. See if Jan will work, but I doubt it because see, we're closed,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
exactly. I know. Well, that's okay.
Right?
Let me give it a try.
Yeah, try it anyways for Jan. Jan's a perfect example. When she scans in, she nearly always will come up green because she confirms her appointments when she's, see? Okay, but that's see how it gives you the option there that shows you what she could be there for, her one-on-one training. If we were still open at the club and she had an appointment and say she arrives at 5 and her appointment's at 6, her screen will be green and what she's there for will already be there.
Yeah,
and you don't have
right in through here. Yep.
Exactly, right where that is, right? Okay, so that's yellow, that's green. Red isn't hard and fast. However, red, just kind of pay attention to it, and if you need to, make a note in the communication book if you think something looks funny, then bring it to our attention. But red generally can mean multiple things. It means they haven't paid for something, but be aware that we also have people who have purchased the 3 for $99 PT, and they can buy 3 PT appointments for $99. Anybody can buy that. So they could be a basic member who has 3 PT appointments. Well, when they scan in, they look like they haven't paid for those because they're in an appointment, and appointments are for platinum. So red is just a little bit, it's not, that's a good example, but that's not gonna work.
Yeah, because she came up red the other day. Yeah, okay.
Right, and and so does Erin Miner, but neither of them have anything going on today, so that's why it's not coming up red. But if you question it, definitely write it down in the communication book, and we'll take a look at it to see, wow, is it really just a glitch, or is it because the person is checked into something that
they don't have access to normally.
Right. And another example is when Kerry or anyone, Robin or somebody, Jen, Bridget, gifts someone a free class to do something. So their membership is maybe basic, but Kerry has said, listen, I want you to try this class. Go take it. We've signed them up for that, but technically that's not within their membership. So the system is trying to be foolproof by saying, hello, wait, you need to pay. So that's kind of like why it'll go up red. So not every red, again, means a problem, but if you think that something doesn't seem right, I'd rather have you, bring it up and bring it to attention because we'll look at it.
Well, we do have people that there are some returns out there. We've chased them all this month, and I collected from every single person, so that was great. So unlike Twin Oaks that, would make people angry because they were so rude sometimes, my personal, talking and cajoling, we collected on everybody, and some people owed us $120, and we managed to, get all of those people to collect this. We collected from everybody this month, so that was exciting for me. We've only got a few people that are still in the system with declined cards, and they're people that probably we're not going to see again. So there's nothing I can do there. But
right, yeah.
Are these the only colors of the screens? Yellow, green, and red?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, those are the color. All right, because I made notes. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Gail. Yep. Perfect. Yep. Okay. Now the only other last thing I guess that I would mention, and again in a busy shift, not a huge problem. But if you can, once you've kind of done your check-ins, classes have started. I usually, me personally, and I know some others do this as well, I go into classes, I go into the class tab, and I take a look at especially those paid classes. So I don't worry about Body Pump right now. I don't worry about Body Vibe or Flow or anything because those are in our basic. But I do go into the special things. I go into bar, I go into spin, I go into HIIT, and I go into semi-private. And I physically know based on who I've seen come into the club, and I sign them in. So if they didn't scan, then that means that's another thing. They didn't scan. If they scan, it automatically checks off their signed in button. But, we have a lot of members who don't care to scan, and we have to prompt them constantly. So Kerry and Jen and Jenna constantly look at these paid classes to know, gosh, what's really popular, what's really hot, what was last week like. And if they go to these lists and they say, Jen, you keep saying your bar is like through the roof, and I see
there's only 2 people in it.
I see 4 people. We're gonna start thinking Jen's been drinking wine before she comes. So
she's been hanging out with Roberta. Right?
So what we want to do is we want to make sure that again, not to put this above, working with the customer, checking in a customer, but once the class has already kind of started, you can then go to this and say, oh, hey, listen, I saw all 8 of these people, let me just check them all in because nobody scanned today or something like that. Bridget and I was perfect example on Monday. We both had 6 or 7 people in spin, and both of our Monday classes showed 4 because either we had not people who didn't even sign up for the class but came down, but we know they're spinners, or they just didn't scan in and they ran in. And she and I both looked like we only had 4 people in class, yet we didn't.
Yeah, I do that on Tuesday mornings. I check everybody off for the spin class, and then if they've come in and they're not scheduled, I put them in and check them in. So that way it has the whole list.
That's awesome, Gail, because
that's the only day I have it is because the other Monday's classes, they don't have to sign up for, they just come.
Right, there's no plus classes on Monday.
Right, yeah. On the Tuesday morning you have your 7:30 spin.
It's the most important class of the week, of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, really funny. We're going to get to a point that everybody signs in for everything. And what's really, the instructors anyways are constantly telling our people, hey, listen, don't forget to sign up for these classes, because if there's a case where we have inclement weather or, we have an instructor who's sick, we can't fill it. Listen, we're only going to call the 5 on the list.
Right.
We're not going to, say, well, I know there's 13 that normally come. No, we're going to call the 5 on the list and say, I'm really sorry we weren't able to, put a spin in tonight, so there'll be no spin. Things like that. So we want people to be kind of aware that they might get out of luck at some point if they think that they're always just going to walk into a paid class.
Okay.
So that's kind of it in the class arena. I think other than that, we're not to the point where everything, we do sign-ins for everything, but that'll be, a day down the road. That's all I can think of. Again, I'm just running through what I do when I'm on. So that's it, Kara. I don't have any.
Good. No, thanks. That was awesome. Any questions from anybody? Anything you can think of that, we're not thinking of, or the issues that have come up for you guys that you need me to address with Mind Body, things that I'm forgetting? Anybody?
Not that I can think of myself right now.
I'm going to see if Bonnie's written to me here. No, okay, she's fine. Okay.
Okay, I think the check-in is the only screen I had a problem with.
Yeah, and
clients, that's it.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, because I know quite a few of you poor things jumped in a little bit late after I explained that. I called Mind Body today, and it is true that this check-in, if the cursor is not right here the whole time, it's going to populate wherever the cursor is. that scan, when the client comes in, is going to populate wherever that cursor is. So if it's on the retail screen and you're logging in a water and someone scans in the middle of your sale, there's literally nothing we can do. Their answer to me was, well, you can have a computer for, okay, thanks, Bonnie. Thank you. We can, there can, you can, the one thing she told me we could do, but it's kind of a bummer, is we could run two browsers. So in other words, we know that the retail screen has to be, if we're the printer only runs in Internet Explorer, so we could open up MindBody and Internet Explorer, and if you're ringing stuff through, you could do that, and then you could open MindBody up in Chrome, and that could be the check-in screen. So that we might want to try that, but I mean, it's probably. Go ahead. Yep.
I have a feeling you won't be able to be signed into two different things, because remember, you would have to have two different logons. So.
All right. Well, we can try. I don't know, Sean. Yeah, you may be right, but she told me that. So I'm like that. That made. I don't know. They're telling me that. But.
Okay.
But her other thing, the other thing she said to me is, well, you can have two computers. And I I'm holding the phone this morning at like 7 o'clock, and I'm thinking, 2 computers? Who the hell has 2 computers at the front desk? I'm like, so I thought that was kind of ridiculous. And I just said right out to her, that's not an acceptable answer, have 2 computers. What do you think? So anyway, so unfortunately, so those of you that logged on came on the call a little late. There is nothing we can do about this check-in population field in other places where we're at. So we just have to be vigilant about that,
Yeah, because I know one time I was paying for the water, they put $1. I'm doing the retail thing, and all of a sudden I look at it, it was $8,000 something. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck did I do? I mean,
water.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Then I realized, and Tracy was there. She said, oh yeah, that happens with the retail thing. I said, oh my God. So I'm very cautious on that.
Yeah,
so
and not to beat it to death, but not to beat it to death, Gail. But I'm going to say this one last thing. MindBody is a huge company now for, not only fitness centers but salons, karate studios. I mean, everyone I talk to. Well, I just signed up a woman who owns 2 businesses in Providence, and goes to a couple of different studios in Providence. She said, "Oh yeah, we use MindBody. Oh yeah, they use MindBody. Oh yeah, my spin studio uses MindBody." So I'm like, everybody uses MindBody. They just did an initial public offering a couple of months ago, an IPO. So it boggles my mind that a company that is so big and specializes in software would have this. You know what I mean? This doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And a tiny company like Twin Oaks, who no one knows when I talk about them, they did have the better system there. But
maybe they'll have to go back and revise it.
That's what I said. I said, please let your tech people know that this is not acceptable. And for those of us that are a little bit bigger clubs, not just fitness boutiques,
right.
That we need, we don't just unfortunately we have 3 or 4 classes coming in at once, you know what I mean? But the boutiques, well, it's just spin, or it's just whatever, it's just yoga, so it doesn't really matter, so unfortunately that we're a little bit too big for MindBody, but we were too small for Twin Oaks, I think. So we're somewhere in the middle, and someday someone will take care of us. But anyway, as long as we don't have any questions, then Tracy, did you have anything you wanted to add from the training standpoint?
No, just, like we said before, just, go to seeing a PT client come in, just make sure that they're clicked in. Because sometimes if they're,
because those trainers want to get paid properly.
Yeah, that's right. No, just, to click them in, that's all,
Yeah. Okay, great, awesome. Well, gals, if there aren't any questions, I thank all of you. We had pretty much almost the whole team on the call, just a couple of people missing. So it is recorded, so I will send it to you in the link tomorrow. I'll send it to everybody when I send the desk email about, schedule for next week. And if some of you want to listen to this lovely all over again, you want to listen
Let's end with a song, so it'll be nice to listen to.
If you felt like you want to hear our lovely voices one more time for an hour, then feel free to listen to it again. If not, then tell all your friends and family that they can listen to it too, okay? All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Ladies, have a lovely evening. Thank you. I'm so excited to have the desk meeting online. That was great. So.
Yes, this worked out very well. I like this.
Yeah, look, well, Gail, you get that fancy schmancy new laptop. That's
Oh yeah, what the heck, It's fun.
Well, ladies, have a good night. Thank you so much for being on, okay? Good night, Bonnie.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Karen. Good night, Karen.
Good night, John Boy.
Yes, good night, Mary Ellen Wilson. All right, good night.
Leave this page.